Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, King Sinbad. But as always guys, you guys can call me Son. Alright guys, so if you guys saw my post, you guys know I've been working on a new what if. This what if is, what if Zeldris was Naruto? Now, I was actually just kind of like, I was just watching the 7 Deadly Sins, and really this idea just kind of, like, I don't know, I just thought it'd be interesting. I thought it'd be cool to do. So here it is. Now, how I'm gonna make this story work is actually quite simple. Now, the 10 Commandments, obviously Zeldris being the commandment of piety. Now Meliodas, this is before he betrayed the Demon Clan, so he's still the commandment of love. So Estarossa is not in the commandments because that hasn't happened yet. And, well, we just see Zeldris flying towards, well, let's just say, just to keep things interesting, let's just say he was flying to the land of fire. Alright. And Zeldris says, oh, I can't believe I get stuck with a stupid mission like this. Well, oh well. It'd be very interesting to see something new. And this is when we will cut to a flashback. The Demon King has summoned Zeldris and Meliodas. And the Demon King says, my sons, Meliodas and Zeldris, I've just received reports from our scouter demons. They've discovered a new land. And we don't know anything about it. It seems like this new land is unknown, and we need to gain and gather information about it. All we do know is that there are 9 great powers over there. Zeldris, you will be going over there to identify what each of these 9 great powers are. Once you have figured out what these great powers are, you will report back to us, and then you'll continue to observe the inhabitants of that land. Do whatever it takes to blend in. And Zeldris says, yes, father. End of flashback. And so we just see Zeldris flying. Now, if you guys are wondering what happened to Meliodas, is basically holding down the fort. So, actually, I'm going to say that Meliodas didn't... No, this is... Meliodas never betrayed the 10 Commandments in this one. Excuse me. So anyway, Zeldris, he enters into the land of fire, and of course he lands, and he's like, man, this land looks like a piece of crap. Wonder why father even took an interest in this place. So this is where we just see Zeldris just kind of walking around, and a bunch of bandits come out and say, hey, look at the little shrimp. He'll be easy pickings. And Zeldris says, humans are just as ignorant as ever. And this is when you just see him unsheath his sword. He says, bring it. And of course all the bandits says, man, this kid doesn't know what's good. he says, and the bandit says, "Sorry, kid, but you need to learn that adults are the ones who control this situation here." And Zeldris says, "Don't make me laugh. None of you could even hurt a fly." And one of the bandits says, "Ha, someone's a little cocky." And then, of course, one of the bandits would come over and try to attack Zeldris. Zeldris just decapitates him. And everybody's like, "What? Just what is this kid?" And Zeldris says, "Kid, I'm no kid. I'm a demon." And this is when he says, "Ominous nebula." And then this is when everybody, all the living things just get sucked in and they're just torn to pieces. Like, they are just dead. And then Zeldris she's a sword. He's like, "Not even worth me using any of the effort." And I'm going to give Zeldris a unique ability. I'm going to say that this ability is his true ability, and the name of this ability is called the Usurper. Now, the Usurper is a very overpowered ability. However, there are three steps that Zeldris must complete before he can activate the Usurper's power. So, there are conditions that he has to do before the Usurper can actually take into effect. Basically, what the Usurper does allows, well, it's basically in its title. It basically allows him to steal the ability from another person and basically gets to make it his own. However, there's three things that the Usurper must, the three conditions that that Zeldris has to meet before the Usurper can take effect. So 1, Zeldris has to be making physical contact. 2, he has to be making eye contact. And 3, he must know the name of the ability and what it's capable of doing, or at least have a basic understanding of what it is. So until all three of those conditions are met, he cannot use the Usurper. Now, so say like, for instance, if he was using this against his father or Meliodas, it would not actually be able to work, considering subconsciously, out of admiration towards his brother and out of respect of his father, it wouldn't work, because subconsciously he shows that, that respect towards them, so it wouldn't work but say like if he was going up against Mael and he knew Mael's special power, which we all know is Sunshine, and then of course he'll be making physical contact and making direct eye contact, he would be able to steal Sunshine. Now, so that's basically like a brief understanding of what the Usurper can do. So, Zeldris, he is moving on, and he's kind of irritated and bored at the same time. He's just like, he just can't believe that his father just gave him this mission. Like, even though he doesn't mind doing it, it just really ticks him off. Now, I'm gonna say, yeah, it is said that in the 7 Deadly Sins that the demon realm is actually in a different dimension. So, but anyway, Zeldris is basically well, you'll see. So, Zeldris is walking toward him. He sees the Hidden Leaf Village, and of course he's walking, and then of course the guards guarding the gate, they say, who goes there? And Zeldris says, well, he says nothing. He just keeps walking. And they said, if you do not stop, we will be forced to take you down and take you to the Hokage. And Zeldris says, Hokage? What the heck are these people talking about? And they say, final warning, this, stop where you are, or you will be took. And then this is when Zeldris just kind of cuts them off, and he says, where can I find one of the 9 great powers? And then the guards are just kind of like looking at each other like, what the heck is this kid on? And they're like, what do you mean 9 great powers? That magical energy that I was sensing, those 9 magical energies that are so overpowered. And they're like, and they just, they turn and they just start laughing and say, wait, magic? Oh, you mean chakra, right? And Zeldris says, no, magic. And Zeldris, he's like, what are they even talking about? So basically, they're like, Zeldris is basically trying to figure, he's like, this is weird. They don't have no magic power in them whatsoever. Great. Just what I needed. And then this is when they say, look, kid, do you know where your parents are? And Zeldris says, yeah, one of them's in hell, literally. They're like, okay, yeah, but no, seriously, where's your parents? And Zeldris says, none of your business. He says, you're annoying me. And then this is when they're like, alright, kid, come on, hurry up. And this is when you just hear Zeldris say, enchanted hellblaze. And of course, they start, black flames appear in Zeldris' hands, and he just launches it at the 2 guards, burning them and killing them instantly. Now, I should probably have to remind you that this is all happening at night. Now, Zeldris, this is when he just kind of walks in the village. And, people are just kind of staring at him, and Zeldris, well, him being the boss that he is, like, he doesn't really care, because he knows he can just slaughter all of them. And Zeldris, in his mind, he's just like thinking, he's like, what's going on here? I don't sense any magical power from any one of these people. Matter of fact, out of this entire village, I don't sense any magic power whatsoever. So anyway, Zeldris is walking, and then all of a sudden Zeldris hears, get the demon, and Zeldris automatically, he draws out his sword, and he's remaining on his guard, and they see, and Zeldris just sees a spiky-haired, blonde-haired kid getting chased by a bunch of adults. They're like, kill him! Kill the demon! And Zeldris is like, wait, is one of our kind here? And he's like, wait, I never seen that boy before. Interesting. This is when he sheathes his sword, and he's like, I should probably follow them and see what's going on. So anyway, Zeldris just kind of jumps. And then Zeldris is just following the mob, and they're all inside this alley, and the blonde-haired kid says, look, I'm sorry, I don't know what I did. And they're like, shut up and take this beating, boy. No, wait, demon. And Zelda just kind of jumps in between. He says, they're like, listen, kid, you need to get out of the way. You don't know what you're doing. That's the demon right behind you. And Zeldris says, and what of it? They're like, he's a demon. Demons should be exterminated. And Zeldris says, so you got a problem with demons, do you? They're like, yeah, everybody does. And Zeldris says, why do you have a problem with demons? And they say, because they're demons. Demons are evil. And Zeldris says, stupid humans. And then this is when he unsheathes his sword and he just says, I'm gonna give you all a chance to get out of here and leave this boy alone. Otherwise, you're gonna die. Hurry up. Get out of my sight. They're like, listen, kid, you need to get out of here. And this is when Zeldris just says, you've had your chance. And he jumps in the air and says, enchanted Hellblaze! And of course, he lights the entire mob on fire. And everybody's screaming. And now, I'm going to say this is in an isolated part of the village, so people can't hear him. And it burns them all to ashes. Now, Zeldris, he's looking at this boy, and he's like, hey kid, what's your name? And Naruto says, Naruto Uzumaki? And he says, so, are you from the demon clan? He says, I've never seen you before around in the demon realm. Who are you? And Naruto says, I'm not a demon, I'm a human. And Zeldris says, great. Then why were they calling you a demon? I don't know. And Zeldris is like, and then Zeldris is like, well, do you have a home or what? And Naruto says, yeah. And Zeldris says, here, I'll take you back to your house or whatever. And he grabs Naruto by the arm and he just basically disappears. And he takes Naruto home, and Zeldris, all of a sudden, he just senses, he's like, wait. And he starts focusing, and he senses one of the great powers that his father was talking about, and it's coming from the boy. And Zeldris says, hey kid, what's that power that you got? And Naruto says, huh? What are you talking about? Oh, you mean chakra? Yeah, I mean, I have chakra, but I suck at chakra control. And Zeldris is like, chakra? What's chakra? He says, do you mean magic? And Naruto just kind of gives him an eyebrow, and he says, no, what do you mean magic? He says, there's no such thing as magic. Everybody knows that. Everybody has chakra. And Zeldris says, huh, I see. So what they mistake magic, they call... He says, wait, no, that actually explains it. That's probably the reason why I wasn't able to sense any magical power from any of these people. Because they don't have magic. They have this thing called chakra. It'd be wise if I study them further and see what this chakra can do. If my theory's correct, if it has any correlation or any relationships with magic, then I'll report it to Father. And Zeldris says, so you're not a demon? And Naruto says, no, I'm not a demon, I'm a human. And Zeldris says, alright. He says, hey, I'm gonna step outside real quick. Naruto says, oh, okay. I guess I'll make us some ramen. And Zeldris just kind of lifts up an eyebrow. He says, what's ramen? And Naruto says, wait, you don't know what ramen is? Come on, ramen is the most delicious food in the entire world. And Zeldris says, it is, huh? Well, I guess I'll have to try it. Well, anyways, and this is when Zeldris steps outside and he makes a, some kind of magic, and he contacts his father, and he says, "Father, I'm reporting in," and his father says, "Zeldris, did you make it to where our scouts reported?" And Zeldris said, "Yeah, I did. I found one of the 9 great powers." And he says, and, well, you see, as long as I have been here, something that I've noticed, nobody here possesses any magic. And the Demon King says, "What? How can this be? Even I know humans don't have that much magical power, but there should at least be some magical power." And Zeldris says, "I don't sense any magical power. The moment I entered this country or whatever, ever since I entered upon this continent, I haven't sensed any magical power whatsoever. They have a thing called chakra." And the Demon King says, "What is chakra?" And Zeldris says, "I don't know. I think I might have to stay here a while longer, and pick up more information." And Demon King says, "Yes." And he says, "And about one of the 9 great powers, kill it and assume its identity." And Zeldris says, "Of course, Father." And he says, and the Demon King says, "Report back once you have anything interesting to report. Remember, this is a very crucial mission. This could change the war in our favor for the demon." And Zeldris says, "Of course, Father." And the Demon King says, "Farewell." And Zeldris says, "Farewell, Father." And then this is when he opens his eyes and he says, "Sorry, kid, but I'll tell you what, I'll make your death a quick and painless one." And then this is when Zeldris enters and he says, "I'm back." Naruto says, here's your ramen, Mr. I forgot your name." And Zeldris says, "My name is Zeldris." And Naruto just kind of gives him a weird look. He's like, "Zeldris? You have a funny name, mister." And Zeldris says, "What's your name? I forgot." He says, "It's Naruto Uzumaki." And he says, "Well, Naruto Uzumaki." And Naruto says, "Please, Naruto's just fine." And Zeldris says, "Okay." And Naruto says, "Hey, you got a lot of chakra too." And Zeldris says, "Huh? What do you mean? I don't have any chakra. All I have is magical power." And Naruto says, "Still hooked up on that magical power thing? Come on, man. I told you it's chakra." And Zeldris says, "Whatever." And of course, after he ate the ramen, he's like, "This is extremely good." And Naruto says, "I know, right?" And Zeldris says, "It's a shame." And Naruto says, "Huh? What do you mean?" And Zeldris says, "Oh, it's nothing." And Naruto says, "Alright, well, I guess I gotta go do the dishes." And this is when Naruto gets up and he turns his back towards Zeldris. This is when Zeldris' commandment takes effect. Anyone who turns their back towards Zeldris, regardless if it be literally or figuratively, falls under complete hypnosis without them even realizing it. And Zeldris says, "Sorry, kid, but I gotta make sure I do this right." this is when he grabs a hold of Naruto and he teleports far away from the village, because he doesn't know what this great power is. And he stabs Naruto through the heart, killing him instantly. And then he sees the seal and he says, this is very similar to one of our seals back home. If my theory's correct, then here, and here. And then this is when the seal starts glowing and the Nine Tails just completely emerge. He says, at last, I'm free! And Zeldris says, hey, Fox, get down here. And the Nine Tails says, who are you? Wait a second. No. There's no possible way. And Zeldris says, get down here. And this is when Zeldris jumps up and just delivers an axe kick to Kurama's head, knocking him out instantly. And he says, alright, time to seal you inside me. I have to get a greater understanding of what this power is that's intrigued my father so much. And Zeldris just says, seal! And of course he puts it towards his stomach and the seal goes in. He says, no, sorry kid, but I have to assume your identity. And then this is when he casts an illusion over himself to make himself look like Naruto. Voice. He says, now I don't know how this kid normally acted, but screw it, I'll just act how I normally act. I'll just leave out the demon part. And then this is when he says, but I'll tell you what, kid, I'll bury you. You at least deserve that much. Of course, he digs a grave for the original Naruto and buries him in. He says, I guess from this day forward, my name is Naruto Uzumaki. And of course, he heads back to Naruto's hideout. And yeah. So, alright guys, so I'm going to leave it off right here. So if you guys enjoyed the video, let me know in the comment section down below. Tell me what you guys thought about this. I'm really excited about this what if. I was really wanting to do this what if. So yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this what if. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, comment down below, and don't forget to click the bell notification. Turn that bell notification on, and do not forget to share this video with all your friends on your social media platforms. But without further ado, guys, it's been your boy King Sinbad. Till then, see you guys tomorrow, and peace out, my homies.